Hello, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Kayla, and today we are going to be talking about my favorite trends from 2019, plus a few honorable mentions, and we'll probably talk a little bit about fashion decisions we made throughout the decade. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm so glad you're here. I'm really excited to just jump into the fashion trends that I loved this past year, and to also just sort of review the decade in fashion. I think that would be so much fun because the day that this goes up is Monday, so there's literally one day left of the decade, which is so crazy. And this is, for me, I'm 23, and so for me this is like the first one that I think I'm really like grasping the turn of the decade, and so it's kind of a cool big deal. I guess I just didn't care when I was 13, and now that I'm 23 it like feels cool. So, without further ado, let us jump into my favorite trends from this past year. Trend number one is one that actually is sort of a callback from earlier in the decade. So if you guys recall gauchos, these are something I used to wear when I was in like elementary school, so even earlier than the 2010s as well then, so like the 2009, 2008, I was wearing gauchos. Now I remember distinctly getting made fun of for wearing gauchos when I was in like middle school, but middle school's like the worst. Girls literally suck so much in middle school, so I thought it was really cool that this year basically it was the return of the gaucho. So flowy pants, also known as palazzo pants, are a little bit different than gauchos. Gauchos I think are made of like that spandexy sort of stretchy material, whereas these are just like really beautiful cotton pants. Kind of giving you vacation vibes, which I think is why people loved them so much. This year was definitely the year of embracing comfortable fashion, and these, let me tell you, are comfortable. So I have this pair right here that I wore so much in 2019. These are just from Target, the Wild Fable brand, and I really loved these. And then another pair that I really liked are these ones right here, which I think are a bit wider, and I love these. Sort of look like a skirt as you walk. Big fan of these. These I think are from Burlington, and they're from the brand Hazel. And I loved that this was a way to play with cool and warm tones, as there are blues and oranges and also whites on here, and then black. And I really liked that you could play with cool and warm tones with these, but also, again, hella freaking comfortable. And honestly, I'm all about comfortable fashion. I think we've gotten to this place where like you should be comfortable wearing whatever it is that you're wearing. Like there is no reason for you to not be comfortable in what you're wearing. You know what I mean? Like we're in this place where like you should be wearing whatever the hell you want to wear. So I am a huge fan of the palazzo pant trend, and I hope this does not go away. They're like my favorite. I wear them all the time. That and like pixie cut pants, which are like cropped at the ankle, another trend that I really liked. Trend number two is more of an accessories trend, which is the return of the small bag. Micro bags are one of my favorite things. Now, I've always been a small bag person. Never ever have I been a big bag person. And maybe that's because I was born in the 90s, so like the 2000s, early 2000s, small bags, and even in the 90s, small bags was sort of like the thing, and so maybe I just never grew out of that, but I absolutely love small bags. This one is just a Lauren Conrad bag that I thrifted, believe it or not, and this honestly is one of my favorite bags that I have, with the little gold accent here, and it's just really cute, really easy to carry around. I really only carry my phone, my wallet, and my car keys, and that's it, and like a chapstick and hand sanitizer, and that all fits in here. I'm not one of these people who carries like your whole house in your purse, so if that's you, a big bag makes sense. I'm one of these carry the fewest number of things that I can in my purse kind of person, probably because I lose them all the time, but yeah. So I really loved the return of the small bag, even in regards to small backpacks. So this is just like a little mini woven backpack. Woven bags were a huge trend in 2019 too, so this is just a small woven bag right here that I absolutely loved. I didn't really get to use this as much as I wanted to this year, but it is a bag that I will continue to use for as long as I keep it. And that is, like I said, sort of like a throwback to the 90s and the 2000s where mini purses were a big, huge, very popular thing. I would say for a bulk of the early 2010s, big bags, like huge purses, became really popular. I remember my cousin worked at Coach and she would get like crazy discounts on bags all the time, and what was trendy were like the really huge, almost tote looking purses, and I would get some and I would literally never use them, but they were so popular. And I even remember when I was in high school, people used to use them as their backpack. They would use like those massive purses as backpacks instead of actual over-the-shoulder backpacks. So yeah, big bags had their moment in this decade, though small bags have always been my preference. The next trend is also a callback to, I would say, the 2000s and maybe even the 90s a little bit too. Corduroy everything. Now, I only had 3 corduroy items this year, 2 of which I still have, 1 of which I donated because I just never wore it. One of them is this beautiful number that I thrifted. So this is definitely, it's got like the vintage tag. This is old. It was made in 1998. So yeah, this is definitely a callback to the 90s. It's just this Warner Brothers Looney Tunes corduroy button-up shirt. This literally screams like 80s and 90s to me. I feel like corduroy, I don't know that corduroy was big in the 80s, but I know for sure it was big in the 90s. I can do more research on that. I love 80s fashion, so I feel like I should know, but woe is life. Anyway, corduroy, everything. I love corduroy. I love the texture of it. I don't love corduroy pants when they're made really cheaply, so Target this year had some Wild Fable corduroy pants, and the texture was disgusting. I hated them. I tried them on, and they, like, ugh, oh my gosh, it's like one of those types of, like, the fabric when it rubbed together gave me this visceral reaction that made me literally want to vomit, which is the weirdest thing to say because it's like just the texture of something, but it made me feel so weird, like some type of way. So I couldn't buy them. But a really high quality corduroy, like this shirt here, is such a lovely texture. It's really soft, and when you rub it together, it doesn't make you uncomfortable, which, like, I don't even know how to explain to you. It kind of felt, oh my gosh, oh, it makes me literally cringe. It's like, sort of like misophonia, but with textures, just like the way that a texture rubs together makes me, like, feel like I want to throw up. So yeah, I literally can't describe it. I know it's like the weirdest thing I've ever said, but like, it's true. I literally hated those pants. I had to take them off immediately. They were horrible. But anyway, if you get a high quality corduroy, it is a lovely texture, and I just loved that this was a trend this year. I have 2 really high quality vintage corduroy pieces, this being one of them. The next trend that I really loved this past year, and this has sort of been something that we've been edging towards for the last few years, and I think Billie Eilish has a lot to do with this because famous people, as much as I hate to admit it, really do drive a lot of trends in fashion, is the oversizedness of literally everything. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of oversized pants because, like, how do they stay on then? But a good oversized shirt, a good oversized t-shirt, even like a good oversized dress is everything. So this shirt right here is actually probably my favorite shirt of the year, my favorite t-shirt. I got this at a concert this past year. Well, there was a tag in it. I think this is an extra large or an extra large. I went and saw Neck Deep this year with Blink-182 and Lil Wayne, which is one of the top moments of my 2019. And this shirt, I just asked for it to be quite oversized, and I wore the shirt more than any other t-shirt that I have because it's just so damn comfortable. It's so soft and so oversized, and it just makes you feel, I don't know, secure and not too hot because nothing is pressing too closely against your body, and it just makes you feel comfortable and cozy, and that is why I love the oversized everything trend. So yeah, oversized t-shirts for the win. I was never, and I really wanted to find one, but never able to find a Harley shirt in the thrift store this year, and I looked at every thrift store I ever went to. I looked. So I haven't been able to find one, but hopefully 2020 is my year for that. A nice oversized Harley shirt. I think will sort of round out my t-shirt collection. Number 5, the return of mom jeans. Again, sort of a throwback to the 90s. I think this year that was sort of the thing, right? Like the 90s revival. So I'm actually wearing my mom jeans today. They're just, yeah, a little high-waisted, sort of like mid-waisted. They come just to my belly button, so it's like mid to high-waisted. They're just so comfortable. Like, these ones aren't like a super thick denim. They're a little stretchy, which I like in a jean. I know not everyone likes that, but I like a little bit of stretch in a jean because I like to be comfortable when I sit down. Whereas like super structured denim is kind of hard to sit in. I don't know if people know this, but it kind of is. So I really like these jeans, and I love that the mom jean came back. Honestly, I never liked skinny jeans, ever. I always felt so self-conscious in them. I don't think they're flattering on anyone, really. I mean, they just highlight all the places I'm insecure about, and I hated that about skinny jeans. So I really didn't even wear much of skinny jeans in general. I think maybe here and there I would, but I was much more likely to wear a straight leg jean, which straight leg and mom jeans are like my favorite type of jeans. I love a good boot cut too, or even, now stick with me, a good bell bottom, which I haven't been able to find this year either, or at least not ones that aren't like $100 plus. I'm not spending $100 on a pair of jeans, like that's just not my reality. But mom jeans though, they're so comfortable, they're so cute, they are much more flattering than a skinny jean, and honestly I just feel so much more secure and comfortable in them, and that is just everything I need in fashion. Like I said, 2019, we're now in this place where we should be comfortable in whatever we're wearing and wearing whatever the hell we want to wear and not what society is telling us. So you do you unapologetically, boo. Okay, number 6, as we've been talking about this whole time, the resurgence of the 90s and the 80s in terms of fashion. I don't know if this is just like a me thing, because like 80s fashion became really important to me this year. I really discovered my sense of style after much trial and error. I figured out that like my sort of bread and butter when it comes to fashion is 80s, 90s fashion, particularly like 80s and 90s grunge fashion. Now, of course, I can have like my girly moments. Like today, I'm wearing this beautiful blush pink Calvin Klein sweatshirt with like pearl earrings, but I really, anything that looks vintage is sort of like my vibe. I absolutely love that. Like in general, like I'm a mid-century modern hoe. I love everything about like mid-century modern furniture, or just like 80s and 90s fashion, which isn't mid-century, but 80s or 90s fashion. 50s fashion, I'm not quite with it. There are certain things, like these earrings are very like 50s inspired, which I quite like. But yeah, anyway, the resurgence of the 80s and 90s. So I pulled a few pieces out that I thought could sort of illustrate what I mean by this. So this year was just such a year for nostalgia, so bringing back some of our favorite 90s, 2000s cartoons, so like the Rugrats, which was huge when I was growing up in the 90s and early 2000s. Loved that, and these were all over all the stores. Like Friends became huge again, just like a huge resurgence of pop culture from back in the day. All of the bands that are now going on tour again, My Chemical Romance just announced a revival tour. The Motley Crue, which they're from the 80s, they're going on tour. All of these bands, Blink-182 went back on tour. Neck Deep went back on tour. So just like, yeah, tons and tons of things in culture and pop culture have just been bringing it back to the 90s and 2000s. Lizzie McGuire's getting a reboot. I mean, come on. But yeah, so another one, like I said, Blink-182, just like a really nice grungy band tee, brings us back to the 90s/80s. So just like a couple of other band tees. So here's Andy Biersack from Black Veil Brides. We got Panic at the Disco, we got Brendan Urie, and even this one, this is a band tee, and I thought this mesh bit was so very 90s inspired. This like, I love so much. It's very 90s, 80s grunge. Sort of like rock scene, and I love that. And that was a huge trend this year. Kind of went along with the whole idea of like insta baddie fashion, which is something that I love, though I don't think I really like dress that way all the time. it's a type of fashion I really, really vibe with. Okay, another thing that I loved this year was the demand for sustainable fashion. While there is still so much work to be done to make the sustainable fashion world inclusive in terms of size inclusivity and socioeconomic inclusivity, I think that it's so great that we've at least started the conversation about sustainable fashion. So this year I started researching some sustainable brands and picking up some things here and there. So brands like Pura Vida, which is fair trade, and they help to employ women in underprivileged countries, so they make bracelets, which I think is freaking so cool. Or brands like SandCloud, which I'm an ambassador for. I'll leave my promo link down below. You guys can get, I think it's 10% off or something like that. But with every purchase, a part of the proceeds go to ocean and marine life conservation, which I absolutely stand behind. This is why I stopped using plastic straws pretty much altogether this year, and now only use reusable straws, and I'm really trying to cut back on my plastic intake, recycling and reusing glass. Reusing glass is actually much better for the environment than recycling it. But I also tried out a couple of t-shirt brands this year that are from sustainable brands. So this one I really like, and it is 100% cotton, which is a sustainable fabric. So this t-shirt here has just like little butterflies on it, like a caterpillar turning into a butterfly, and it says growth is a process, and this is from a brand called Educated Earthlings. This is Editing Kayla, interrupting your regularly scheduled programming to tell you guys a little bit about this brand of t-shirt I'm talking to you guys about. So I'm talking about this Growth is a Process t-shirt, and it is from a brand called Educated Earthling. This brand I really do like. Not only do they sell apparel, but they also sell low waste living products. So you can buy bamboo cutlery, and you can buy metal straws, bamboo toothbrushes. I have a bamboo toothbrush. You can buy reusable totes from them. You can buy hair care and body care that's plastic free. So hair shampoo and conditioner bars, which I really would like to try out. They have like travel kits and whatnot. So all of their products are ethically made. So it says on their website, I'm just going to read to you guys a little bit about what it says. It says, we ensure all of our products are ethically made in facilities that take their social responsibility very seriously. All of our garments are produced in international, worldwide responsible, accredited production facilities. This means that all of our supplier facilities are audited frequently and obtain the highest standards in these 12 areas: compliance in the laws of workforce regulations, prohibition of forced labor, prohibition of child labor, prohibition of harassment or abuse, fair compensation and benefits, fair working hours, prohibition of discrimination, health and safety, freedom of association and collective bargaining, environmental safety, customs compliance, and security. And then also they really pride themselves in going 100% plastic free. So all of their products are made out of eco-friendly materials. So it says all of their apparel items are either 100% natural, upcycled, or a combination of both. Their graphic tees are 70% upcycled and are made from 3 or 4 old water bottles and old cotton textiles, which I think is really cool. They also use earth-friendly inks. So it says the best options we have for screen printing our garments is choosing water-based inks over plastisol. Plastisol inks are petroleum-derived and contain PVCs and toxic plastics. Sometimes they require chemicals to clean up and could potentially enter our waterways. Water-based inks are better for the environment and human health. They only require water to clean up and contain naturally derived ingredients. Additionally, their packaging is 100% plastic free and recycled. They use 100% post-consumer recycled mailers and boxes for all of their orders. And all of the padding that they use inside of their mailers are also 100% post-consumer recycled paper or reused materials. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information about this brand. I really, really like their message, and I really like that shirt. It's incredibly soft. I will say it took forever to get here, but either way, I'm a huge fan of this whole thing. Shipping takes a long time, but I really, really like what they're doing. All right,
that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I'll leave this website linked down below along with Save Lands, which is the next brand I'm going to talk to you guys about. So if you guys are interested, you can definitely check out some of their stuff. And I know right now they are doing some sales for the holiday season, so it might be the time to check it out.
Now this one here is from a brand called Save Lands, and this is just a Gildan blank. So I don't know like how sustainable Gildan is, but it is 100% cotton, so that's a good thing. I don't know what the ink is made out of, but this is definitely screen printed and not like one of those plasticky iron-ons. This is ink in the shirt. And a cool thing about buying from Save Lands is that with every shirt that you buy, they plant 12 trees, which I think is really cool. Now the shirts are a bit more expensive, which is the whole thing with sustainable fashion. So this Growth is a Process shirt is $30, which is kind of a lot for a t-shirt. Now I bought it when it was on sale, did not spend $30 on it. And I think this one is around the same price range. But with them, if you buy two, you get one free, so it might be worth it to just get two and get one free. And then it feels like you're spending less on a plain t-shirt with like a design. But this one is so cute. It says, "Nature makes me happy." It's by Save Lands, like I said. And again, fashion with a cause. Something that I'm really, really passionate about is just trying to decrease my carbon footprint. I think is really important, and if we can all do that, I think that's really important. In the coming year, I'd really like to try out more sustainable fashion brands, but for now, those are the ones that I've tried that I've decided I like. The next thing that I really, really liked, the return of the bowler hat. Now, I've been wearing hats like this for a long time, whether it be a fedora or a flat top bowler hat. This is definitely my favorite hat that I've ever owned by far. I wear it all the time. This is from Nasty Gal. I love these. I think that they're such a fun way to mix that sort of hipster vibe with that sort of boho vibe, with that sort of grungy vibe. It's sort of a garment that transcends style. You can literally wear this hat no matter what style box you fall into, which is something I really, really love. The next thing I really loved is a color, which actually happens to be this color I'm wearing here right now. It's a sort of very beautiful, dusty blush pink. It became really popular this year along with neutral tones, things that I have really been gravitating toward. I either really wear a ton of black or a ton of pinks and reds. Those are sort of like the three colors that I wear a ton of. I also wear a ton of like mustards and oranges, I guess like the warmer tone colors. I guess I just like how warm tones look on me. I don't really gravitate towards cool tones that frequently, and if I do wear blue, it's normally navy blue or a dusty, like sort of muted blue. But dusty pinks and neutrals and nudes really became super popular this year, and so I have now realized that the bulk of my jacket collection is all pink. I literally have, I think, 8 pink jackets. This being one of them. This is just like a pink sweatshirt sort of thing, a big fluffy one. So it's just a really beautiful mauve pink here, a very nice dusty pink. It's actually much more vibrant in person, I think, than it is showing up on camera. And then this is also a lot deeper in person than it's showing up on camera. It looks very vibrant, but this is much more of like a deeper rusty orangey color. So this is a piece that I really loved from Target. This one as well, following the literal same colors. Yeah, it's just like a beautiful progression of dusty, neutral pink tones. And then this like nice hit of maroon in here, which I really like to add a little bit of contrast amidst the lighter tones. And that is also from Target. This is from the Ava and Viv brand, and this is from Universal Threads, which is my favorite Target brand. And then also this little sweatshirt here, which is a Calvin Klein sweatshirt that I got for, wait for it, $12 at Sam's Club. Yeah, is just a really nice, very soft pink, dusty pink sweater. The last thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the return of bike shorts. I thought I was going to hate bike shorts, honestly. I avoided the trend for most of the year. I thought it was weird. I didn't really understand it, and then I bought a pair. I found a pair that I really liked, because honestly, in my life, I've had bike shorts before, but I've used them for practical things like how to wear them underneath my marching band uniform. Or like sliding shorts are kind of the same thing for softball. They feel very similar and they're just hella uncomfortable. But then I found these ones, which are ribbed and super stretchy and really soft, and they're from the Wild Fable brand at Target. These are a size medium and they fit me like a flippin' glove, and they're so comfortable, and I really like wearing these underneath like anything, and then also with oversized shirts or sweatshirts, and those being like shorts. Super comfortable, and honestly, the move. Now, for honorable mentions, as I was saying, I really liked Instagram baddie style, as I was saying earlier, and I just thought it was such a cool trend that was going around. Again, I didn't really wear much of that style because I just don't think it is my personality, but I did really, really enjoy it. Another trend that sort of resurfaced that was big in the 90s and 2000s was Doc Martens. Doc Martens had a moment this year. They really and truly did. People have been wearing them left and right. They're all over the place. And I myself bought a pair last year, I think. I really loved them, but I never wear them because they're hella uncomfortable. So it's, for me, like, I love the trend, right? I think they look so cool. Very stylish, but they're very impractical. So figuring out how to get to wear them without them like killing the back of my legs is going to be my mission for 2020. Another trend that I really liked this year was the return of the, what is it called? A paper boy hat? Pretty much all fashion at this point is like recycled. There's very little that is new. I think it's kind of hard to find new fashion. There are ways to style it differently that hasn't been done yet, but I think sort of this year has just been paying homage to style of the past. So yeah, the like baker's boy hat or newspaper boy hat, whatever you call it, yeah, those were really cool. I picked one up in navy blue. I really liked it. Though I will say, I think it was like a moment in time for me. I wore it for maybe like a couple months and then sort of moved on from it. Similarly, berets have been making a comeback, especially now that we're in the winter time. I think berets are much more popular, so I think that's been really fun. I have two, I actually have three. One from Paris that my aunt actually bought for me and brought back for me. It's like a really beautiful pink color. I have a red one and a tan one, and I mostly wear the red and the tan one because I think I'm afraid to ruin the pink one. So I think berets have really made a comeback in this, especially in the last couple of months, which I really, really, really appreciate. And yeah, I think that's all I wanted to talk about. But anyway, those are my favorite fashion trends from 2019 and from the decade as a whole. I love you guys so, so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not already. I make tons of fashion content every single week, so you can check me out down below. You can scroll through all the wonderful, glorious playlists that I have down below. And yeah, I love you guys so, so much. Give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget, costs nothing to be kind, so be nice to one another. See you next time.